Yo, what's good, Tristans and Tris fam? So we're filming at night today. So if it looks kind of weird, it's because we're filming at night. Why are we filming at night? It's because it's hot as fuck. And we're traveling right now, and right now we're in Berlin, Germany, and like it's just so freaking hot and nobody uses AC. And even right now it's hot. So if I look like a hot mess, I just want you to know that I am literally a hot mess right now. Like literally as close to a literal hot mess as you can get. That's me. With that being said, let's talk about a little bit of music theory. But before we get we're gonna that's almost a good line, baby. We're going to talk about why Dodie's cover, well, Dodie, Orla, and Julia, their cover of God is Woman, why it was so effective. But before we get started, be sure you check out my website, youcansinganything.com. I am a vocal coach. I teach singing lessons online every single day. Also down in that description links to my vlog channel, cover channel, Twitch channel, Discord, and Patreon. On that Patreon, I do have a reward where I will help you improve your singing in both written and video format. All that being said, let's start with the Pentatonix. Back in like the medieval era of music, which was probably like hundreds, if not a couple thousand years ago at this point, the predominant style of music was called Gregorian chant, which was some sort of like a religious chanty sort of a music thing where they would chant religious texts. At a certain point, they started involving harmony in that, and that's like the beginning of harmony as we know it today. But the very beginnings of harmony in sort of the Catholic Church were this sort of like, it sounds weird now, but at the time it was probably really epic. But it's very like open and spacious. They're very like, they don't necessarily even sound like harmonies. They sound like it's one big monotonous sound, which is kind of like the point of the music, because you wanted to have this feeling of like a big entity in the room with you. You see what I mean? So let's use Pentatonix as an example of that, because they have a great video called The Evolution of Music where they go into this. But let's take a listen to that, and trust me, we're going to be getting to Dodie here pretty soon.
Salve Regina.
So can you hear how there are some harmonies going on there, let's say, but it's a very open sounding harmony. It's not like, let's skip ahead to like something more modern in this.
Call me maybe.
Ooh, that's so good. But you can hear how these harmonies are a lot closer together. They're not as open. They're a lot more just like, they're more together. And it sounds more, I don't know how else to put it, more modern, less boring, let's say, to most people. Like there's not, with this version, there's not really very much interesting going on here, like harmonically. I'm not saying that it's not good music or it's not interesting music, but to today's standards, listening to that, you're sort of just like, what the heck? That sounds like there needs to be more going on. Here's an example of actual Gregorian chant. It's very cool. I think it's very cool. So what does all of this have to do with Dodie? What I realized about their cover and what made it so interesting is they're taking some elements from that old religious style and bringing it into sort of a modernized song. It's really, really cool to me. So let's take a listen to it at full speed, and let's take a listen to it slowed down, and I'll show you exactly what I mean.
And I feel it after midnight, a feeling that you can't fight my one. It lingers when we're done. You believe God is a woman.
And then let's slow it down so you can kind of hear how it kind of is. It's not exactly the same, but these harmonies are much more open than you might expect from like a contemporary cover of a pop song.
And he sees the universe when I'm in company.
How uniform it is.
It's all
and it's like a big entity.
You love it how I move you. You love it how I touch you, my one.
Open harmonies. They're not very close together. And when they do come together, they're singing the same notes so that it still sounds like it's one little entity moving along.
You believe God is a woman, and I feel it after midnight, a feeling that you can't fight my one.
And let's go back to the chant.
Salve Regina.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not, oh my god, maybe it's just the heat getting to me, but that's my theory. That's my theory as to why her cover just resonates with me so much, is because there's this little extra bit of like effort in there with the harmonies that make it so special. I'm not saying that it's exactly the same, because of course it's not. It's much more modernized, but there's a similar sort of a vibe to it going on here.
You believe God is a woman.
It's so cool. I love that. So I think that's a big part of why I like it so much. And this is the stuff that isn't gonna like, it's not gonna pop out to you when you listen to a piece of music. The history behind music, and I'm not even sure if they were thinking about this when they wrote the song. They might just be such good musicians that they thought, we want to give this sort of an epic, sort of like serious tone to it. And so they might have just like come up with that because they're talented, not knowing that there's a history behind sort of generally the sounds that they're using here. So I just quickly wanted to add one thing. I actually like took their melody and I put it on the guitar like the best I could with my guitar skills, and I just want you guys to hear just the melody without the voices, because that's what made it like the most clear to me. So take a listen to this.
And I feel it after midnight.
Feel it after midnight. That's their melody on top, and the melody below it of course is, and so together it sounds like this. Like that just has that open sound to it that I'm talking about. Like the lines are moving with each other, and they're moving with each other at like these like open harmonies. The dodie harmonies are this, right? But if you were to do more of like a Gregorian chant harmony, it's just one note off. That's how close they are to one another. And they still kind of both give the same feeling. So anyway, I just think that's cool. But anyway, that's just my opinion, that's just my theory. I'm not a music theorist, whatever that even is, but I thought it was really, really cool, and I thought I would point it out. Until next time, Tristans and Trist fam, be sure you check out my website, youcansayanything.com. Peace out. Hey, hey, fuck it up, fuck it up, hey, hey. Okay.